Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another HABS Daily News with your hockey coach, Guru Code FRENCHY. Today, episode number 112. Wait a minute. I want to mention to you, we are getting very close to restart the live stream. I'm getting really great about my logistic. The mic is working, the camera is closed, and then the lights is really there. It's just missing a couple of pieces, but expect have an amazing, great opening year number 3 launch. Is going to be September 6th at 9 o'clock Eastern Time PM. I invite each one of you to join us. It's going to be amazing. We have a lot of guests that evening. We're going to launch the year number 3 with a lot of new programmation and new shows and new contributor and a new sponsor. So stay tuned. Hopefully to see you September 6th. So today, guys, we're going to talk about two subjects. First of all, we're going to talk about the Summit Series 1972 between Russia versus Canada 50 years ago. Then we're going to talk about the rumor KIRBY DACH is contract with the Montreal Canadiens, and at the end, of course, we're going to talk about NHL news today. So don't go nowhere. But before we start, you know the drill. Please click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation live show, and please leave me a comment about the episode 112. I'm sure you're going to like it because we talk about the Super Series Summit between Canada and Russia. So let's dive in talking about the first subject of the day. So the first subject of the day, guys, is the Summit Series 1972, 50 years ago. Some of you was already born like me. I still remember game number 8 between both teams. We know you have so many documentary videos, books, comments sent that year. I'm sure whatever the year you are born, you hear about that amazing series, the Summit Series between Russia and Canada. Today, I could be here forever, hours and hours talking about this. I'm going to resume the 8 game very quickly and then give you a bit what I'm thinking about that series. First of all, game number 1 and the Montreal at the Old Forum. Everybody in Canada was expecting Team Canada is going to beat Russia very easily. We know everybody thought that Canada was the number 1 best country in the world about hockey. But shocking, surprise everybody because Team Russia beat Team Canada by the score of 7-3. And there was the biggest ever moment, shocking in the world. Other than the fact the miracle on the ice in 1980 by Team USA against the Russia team. But that game in 1972 changed completely everything. Then we have to go 2 days later in Toronto. And that night, the Team Canada rebound and come back with a great game, beat the Team Russia to tie the series 1-1 by the score of 4-1 over the Russia team. Then game number 3, guys, it was this 2 days later after Toronto. It was in Winnipeg, and Russia come back strong and come back in the game to tie the game and finally tie the game by the score of 4-4. And after 3 games, it was break even 1-1. And finally, the last game in the Canada territory before they moved in Russia, it was in Vancouver. Game number 4, and then Russia stepped up and find a way to beat Team Canada by the score of 5-3. And after 4 games, it was 2-1 for Team Russia. And Phil Esposito stepped up and he started talking about the fact because he felt the people in Canada was upset and thought the players for Team Canada was not working hard and everything, all the negativity. And then Esposito starting talking about the feeling and everything what's going on. And then after his speech, the United, everybody in Canada stepped up and they came together to support Team Canada. And then that series moved in the Russia territory for 4 more games. And the first game between both teams, it's Team Russia came back again to win their back-to-back game by the score of 5-4 and take the lead 3-1. And after 5 games, for the rest of the series, the last 4 games, it was always decided by only 1 goal. Now, the only way Canada can win that series, guys, is to win the last 3 games of the series. And then you see what happening. Game number 6, Canada went by the score of 3-2 over Team Russia. And this game was like the biggest moment of this game. It was the slash at 2 hands by Bobby Clark on the ankle of Kalamov. It was the end of Kalamov for the rest of the series. Unfortunately, he tried to come back, but he could not play. And I don't know if this is a turnover, but this been talking for so much for what Bobby Clark did to the Russia. We know this was a very difficult physical series between both teams. Game number 7, the only way Canada can come back and tie the series, it was by winning, and they did it because they beat Team Russia again by 1 goal for the score of 4-3. Paul Anderson for the back-to-back game has the goal-winning game for Team Canada. It gave a chance for Canada possible to win that series in 8 games. Game number 8, less than 1 minute to go at the end of the game. He did it again for the 3rd time. Paul Anderson scored and gave this series winner to the Team Canada. And unbelievable what the Canada did, and Russia for the last 3 games come back and win 3 games back to back, and all because Paul Anderson scored the 3 goals for each game, the goal-winning game. Unbelievable performance of Anderson. He became an icon forever since that series. Paul Anderson was a Toronto Maple Leaf during that time. Unbelievable turnover, to be honest with you. And I want to talk about, of course, Paul Anderson, like I mentioned to you. He's been so much a great player during that series. He made impact not only on the offensive, on defensive. He was really a two-way player. And he took all opportunities, turn around to be a goal for the Team Canada. Then this was a little bit bigger than hockey. The politics came into this. Everybody was talking about this around the world, about that series, and more was going to be deeper and deeper between both teams. That's what turned around to be not only hockey, but the politics play a big role between the communists and the capitalists for sure. What we learned from that series for the Team Canada and the Canada overall, or North America, is the Russia was really a team, really top shape, conditioning by the off-ice program they did, and all the different exercise, drill, and on the ice and off-ice. It was honestly so much better for Team Canada players, and I think that's something Canada learned from that series forever after that. The second thing is how Russia play. They never dump the puck. If they was not working to have a great entrance on the opponent team, they will turn around and reset everything with a defenseman and then coming back again. Their execution was perfect. Their skating was great. They never been scared about the player from Canada. They did everything perfectly great. Tried to win that series. Tretiak was unbelievable between the pipes for Team Russia. And I can go with so many players. The Larionov, the Karlamov, Fitzizov, and so many others, guys. And that was something I was going to be always remember that series forever. And then I don't know where you are at that moment, but there are 16 million of the 22 million watching that game on TV. Whatever you was, young, teenager, older, grandfather, everybody was watching the game. I know for me, I was at the school and they bring a TV, black and white, on the big monitor on the wheel, and everybody in the class watching that TV. I would like to know from you guys, leave me a comment. Tell me if you remember where you at that game, game number 8, when Team Canada beat Team Russia by the score of 6-5. So just an amazing, great series, guys. Like I said, we're going to talk a little bit more during the next couple videos about that series, comments. Ken Dryden have a great interview this week with NHL.com. I suggest you to follow everything on social media. They're going to talk about a lot about that series, the September 2022, because that's turned to be the 50 years ago. That was the biggest series forever in hockey. Now, I want to finish this, the picture of Team Canada, 35 players. Everybody there on that picture will be forever to mention each one of them by where they are on the row. I just want to mention this. All the players, the executive, the staff, the coaching, everything, all their name is right there. Post the video, watching, read about all the players participate. It was on the roster for Team Canada in 1972. Let's move on now, guys, for the next subject of the day. The next subject, guys, is only a quick news about Kirby DACH from Eric Angel from Sportnet. He mentioned a rumor where the Montreal Canadiens and the Derby DACH are close to sign a contract of 4 years at $3.5 million AAV. Unbelievable, $14 million. This will be surprised me. I was expecting to sign a 2 years around $1.8 to $2.5 million because for me, he did not show yet his full potential in NHL. If they do this, Montreal Canadiens, is because the staff management, they really believe Kirby DACH is going to be a great hockey player for them, whatever is going to be third center or the second center for them. So maybe they take a risk. I'm not sure. But I'm a little bit surprised about that one for me, for Kirby DACH. Finally, let's finishing this episode 112 with another news of the day. Here we go, guys. This is the time to talking about the NHL news today around the league. We have a big news from Dallas Stars. We know they have two players, RFA, two great stars for them, the goaltender Jake Oettinger and Jacob Robinson. And finally, Dallas Stars find a way to have an agreement with the goaltender Jake Oettinger for a contract of 3 years at $4 million AAV per year and a total of $12 million. We know what he did during the playoff against the Calgary Flame was unbelievable. He carried on that team game after game until the game number 7. And at some point, Dallas could eliminate the Flame. And this was about because of the performance of the goaltender, the 23 years old. So it'll be interesting what's going to happen with Jacob Robinson. Robinson may be looking for the 8 years contract over $8 to $9 million, something we have to follow up for the next couple of weeks. Finally, we have another news. Honestly, it's two news back to back. It's a PTO. What is a PTO, coach? Is a professional tryout. So first of all, the St. Louis Blues invite the ex-player for the Montreal Canadiens, Tyler Pitlick, to have a PTO with them. And then the Columbus Blue Jackets have an agreement with the veteran James Neal for another PTO with them. We see interesting to see Neal can play for them, and then Pitlick can have a spot with the Blues. Here we go, guys. This complete all the subject of the day on the episode 112. Wow. Listen, I took everything. I want to be sure I make a video for you guys. I know it's not perfectly great. My logistic is not a 100%, but I'm excited right now to be a part of this because the mic work, the camera is looking great. My light is coming close, and the internet is high speed. So I'm inside of my new condominium. You can see behind me. Maybe you can see barely, but this is the ocean behind me, and I'm so happy to be here. But I cannot be more happier the day I'm going to be back at live stream and to see each one of you. Remember, September 6th, we're launching year number 3. Don't miss it, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, my friend, we invite you. Don't forget, please click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show. And finally, leave me a comment about episode 112. And of course, you remember, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, blessing day, everybody.